Yo, what's up, Taurus? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of October 2018. Taurus, the first thing I noticed about your reading for the month of October 2018 is that some of you are having some complications in your home life. Now, I'm not saying that that's resonating for all Tauruses. Some Tauruses have a home life that is perfectly fine. There's no issues with your home life at all, but I'd say for those Tauruses who are having a bit of an issue with somebody who lives under the same roof as you, or, maybe for others of you, it's just someone who you're related to, then, if you're a Taurus that's resonating with that, there's a couple cards that would be indicative. The Four of Wands in the reverse, and then you also have the Ten of Pentacles is in the reverse. And, those are two cards that are very much about home life. They're about family. And when they're in the reverse, that could suggest some challenges in that area of your life. Now, for your central energy, you do have the King of Swords. And this could resonate differently for several different Tauruses. Very specifically, some Tauruses, some of you have an important air sign somewhere in your life. So this could be in any area of your life. For some of you, this could be somebody who you're romantically involved with. For others of you, this is somebody in your professional life. For others of you, it might be some other area of your life. But the King of Swords is someone who is an air sign, and it's someone who's a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And if you're not familiar with tarot, then you probably don't know that it doesn't matter about the gender of the card. It's all about the suit. Just because it's a king, it could be either the King of Swords could be a man or a woman. It's not about the gender. It's about the suit. It's the suit of air. So this is a man or a woman, a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius, who's a central focus in your life in the month of October 2018. So Taurus, who do you know who's a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your life, who you're giving a lot of attention to in the month of October 2018. Now, if you can't think of anybody, then these qualities of the King of Swords might be resonating with you. So the King of Swords is someone who uses their mind predominantly as their main faculty. This is somebody who has intellectual power. This could be for a select few of you. Some of you are in a position of authority, and you earned that authority. Okay, so you earned that position. So, like I said, if this isn't an important air sign in your life, then it might be resonating as you're using more of your intellectual faculties throughout the month of October 2018. You're predominantly using them. Now, your challenge card for the month of October 2018 is the Ten of Wands, and that one is like, look how much work this person has, and this just keeps coming up with you every single month, Taurus. It's like, for some reason, some of you just can't get away from the work overload. It's like running over capacity. Is there a way that this work is for like 10 different people and there's one guy? It's like, is there a way that you can divvy up that work to make it more reasonable? If you can divvy up this work, then, the quality of the product is going to go up. If you're trying to make one person do all this work, or if it's you trying to do all this work, then, obviously quality is going to suffer. So just think about that. Try to figure out some way to divvy up this work to make it more reasonable for whoever has to handle it. So, if we jump back to the top of your reading, you get the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And, specifically that's going to be, resonating as, some of you are related to somebody who you might have an issue with potentially in the month of October 2018. For others of you, if you're not related to them, then, potentially this might be someone under your roof. Some of you, very select few of you, might have an issue with something that has to do with wealth. That sounds very specific, so that's only going to resonate for a few of you. For others of you, there might be either like a delay or something that has to do with, money and people who are related to you, or, potentially somehow your money is integrated with your family and there might be, some kind of complication there or some kind of delay there. Now, for your distant past energy, you do have the Moon card in the upright. And, with these past cards, they resonate one way or the other sometimes. It's like, sometimes with these past cards, it's like the energy comes back in the month that I draw them for. Well, the cards come out of their deck. The cards come out of the deck on their own, but regardless, the energy might come back a little bit in the month of October 2018 if this is not indicative of energy that you experienced previously before. So the energy of the moon card is like some of you are feeling a little bit insecure about something, and I just feel like this pertains a lot to those Tauruses who do have those family situations that are maybe you're feeling a little bit insecure about a family situation or someone who's related to you, or you have the Nine of Swords right there in the reverse as well, and it's right next to that Four of Wands, which is in the reverse, would suggest once again, this is either like, I'm not saying all of you are having I'd say only a few of you are having some complications in your marriage, and if you are, then obviously this card, the Four of Wands in the reverse, would be indicative of that. And if you are feeling insecure, or if you are having any anxiousness, then it's probably stemming from some kind of issue you might have with your marriage, potentially for some of you, or maybe it's with someone because of somebody who you're related to potentially, or somebody who lives under the same roof as you. If you're a Taurus that's not married, then maybe you're a single Taurus and you're like kind of anxious because you're like, oh, like when am I ever gonna like find someone who's quality enough to be married to, or maybe if you're a Taurus who's with somebody, maybe you're having a little bit of anxiousness because you're like, oh, do I take the next step with this person? And that's interesting because right below that you have the Nine of Wands, which is in the reverse, and there's another card that would suggest that, if you look at the person on the card, a little bit on edge. So some of you have some, you're a little bit on edge. Some of you have some anxiousness. Some of you have some insecurity. And I feel like it has a lot to do with, what I'm talking about with these marriage and home life situations. And, even if you're not married yet, like maybe you're with somebody and you're, taking the next step is something that might put you a little bit on edge now. Some of you have the, like I'm saying, an air sign is definitely coming through for some of you. So, because you have the Page of Swords here as, it's also one of the past cards. It's for your recent past. It's the Page of Swords. And, once again, it's like with these past cards, this energy is coming back potentially for some of you. For some of you, it's not. But, for some of you, it is. It's coming back in the month of October 2018. So, once again, who's the important air sign in your life? Could be a man or a woman. It could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius for some of you. If you can't think of an important air sign in your life, then, maybe for others of you, this just has to do with the qualities of the Page of Swords. It's like some of you might know somebody who, in your life, they're very talkative, they're very chatty, they're mentally energetic, they're a little bit like restless, you know what I mean? But yeah, sometimes their communication style, it's like they talk so much that, it might kind of like be overwhelming for you. I'm not saying that's for all of you. Some of you can, communicate fine with an air sign in your life, but others of you might think that the communication style, of an air sign in your life can be a bit much for you sometimes. So, maybe that's where some of your anxiousness or, this on edge type of feeling you're having is coming in. But if that's not resonating with you like that, then this can be crystal clear communication. So this is somebody who can get the message across clearly. And Taurus, I feel like you really are somebody who can get the message across clearly. And, that has to coincides with these two cards are great together because this is getting your message across clearly. And this is you being effective at what you do in your job. So, you're someone that doesn't mind to do the work and you do a good job. And that's indicated by the Page of Pentacles. Once again, Page of Pentacles could be a man or a woman, but, it's definitely somebody who's an earth sign. So who are the earth signs? It's you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So some of you might have an important Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in your life. And if that's not the case, then maybe you're the Taurus. You're the earth sign. You are the Page of Pentacles, Taurus. And, very specifically, if some of you are looking, for a new opportunity potentially, and this could be a job related opportunity. It's like somebody might offer you a job, maybe very specifically. I don't want to get your hopes up if that doesn't come through for you, but for those of you who are looking to do something different, or maybe take on something new when it comes to your work, there might be potentially some of you might have a new job opportunity coming in. Now, I just want to jump back to the recent past card here because I didn't talk about the other one, but you have the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Hanged Man in the upright would suggest a delay of something, but the Hanged Man in the reverse would suggest, now you can move forward. So, some of you might be ready to move forward. Maybe there was something that was stuck or delayed. And, once again, the recent past energy, this could be indicative of an event in the recent past, or that energy is coming back in October 2018. But, some of you really are capable of moving forward with something at this point. And you also have the Six of Cups here. We're a little bit limited on space, but Six of Cups is it's a card that's about a reunion of some sort. So potentially in October 2018, some of you might have a reunion of some sort. Some of you might be getting back together with people who you haven't seen in a while potentially, or if maybe if you have seen them recently, maybe they're just people that potentially you don't see them very often, but now you're getting back together with them. For others of you, this is more about some of you are dreaming of, not dreaming, but you're kind of reminiscing and going through some memories about good times in your life. So you might have some moments throughout the month of October 2018 where you're kind of thinking about, some of you might even be thinking about childhood memories. For others of you, these are just, potentially some memories that are coming back to you, and they're good memories that you're having throughout the month of October 2018. Now, we have the Five of Wands in the reverse, and this is a card. First of all, it's on the position of the board that has to do with, how society perceives you. And this is when the Five of Wands is in the reverse, it would suggest that, some of you are going to have an increased focus on your goals throughout the month of October 2018. And that's a great thing. Just, watch it with overloading yourself with work. Watch it with overloading others with work, because that's just not efficient or effective. Now, others of you, typically when the Five of Wands comes out in the upright, it would suggest, like you see all these people in the card, they're just fighting with each other, but its card's not in the upright, it's in the reverse. So, maybe maybe society's perceiving you as someone who can, put an end to a dispute of some sort, or, kind of create some harm. See, all these people are fighting on this card. Because it's in the reverse, some of you really do have the ability to bring harmony to a situation. And if you do, if you are aware of an ongoing, conflict or dispute in your life, you might have the opportunity to just, make everything better, to make everything even on every side. So, if you do have that opportunity, then you should take advantage of it. And right above that, you have the Sun card in the reverse. And, I really wish that card would have came out in the upright, but it is on the part of the board that has to do with your hopes and your fears, Taurus. So, when the Sun card is in the reverse, it does, it suggests a little bit of depression. I'm not saying you're depressed or anything, but some of you might just have some moments in here and there throughout the month of October 2018 where you kind of just feel like you wish the sun was shining a little bit more brightly. And, for others of you, this is kind of like a fear that you have when it comes, like some of you have a fear of a lack of success. And I don't think that you need to be fearful of that. I think you're a very successful person, Taurus, and I think you have the know-how and the skills and the abilities, and you're well trained to do a great job. So I don't think that fear is just fear. So if you have a fear of a lack of success, I think that you should just push it away and just focus on doing what you're doing and continue to do a great job. And your outcome for the month of October 2018 is the Star card in the upright. And, the Star card in the upright is one that's very inspiring. So, I feel that it's great to have this card as your outcome in the upright because, by the end of October 2018, some of you might be feeling very inspired. You might be feeling very reinvigorated. For some of you, you have a lot of hope. And, for others of you, this is spirituality. So, some of you are really becoming spiritual. I don't know if maybe there's somebody in your life who's, this is probably only going to apply to a select few of you, but some of you might know of somebody, and it could be any facet of spirituality. There's obviously many different facets of spirituality, but somebody is, having a spiritual influence on your life. And I think that's a really positive thing for you. And, I'm going to say very specifically that, only a select few of you have an important Aquarius in your life. So, who are you Tauruses out there who have an important Aquarius? So you can see Aquarius, the water carrier, is right on the card. Sometimes the Star card is indicative of some important Aquarius in your life, and don't get Aquarius, the water carrier, confused with water because, Aquarius is not a water sign at all. Aquarius is an air sign. Aquarius is someone who uses their mind as their primary faculty. They're all about using their intellect. So that can be a little bit, if you're not familiar with astrology or tarot, then you might interpret that the wrong way. But Aquarius is very much an air sign. And I feel like, look at all the stars on this card. I feel that, especially in October in the Northern Hemisphere, I love October in the Northern Hemisphere because it's like the air gets so nice and crisp sometimes at night and cool. And, some of you should just go outside one night on a crisp October evening and just take a look up at the sky and just look at the stars and just feel inspired, Taurus, and just take that in a little bit and just let that bring positivity into your life. You have a new moon that's going to occur on October 8th. It's in an area that has to do with your work. So that goes right in hand with the Page of Pentacles for some of you who, something new that's coming down the pike with your job. The way the new moon works is it's the 6 months that follow the new moon. You might see something start to come in. The seed is being planted on October 8th regarding something new about your work. It's going to start to develop in the 6 months that follow October 8th. So, some of you really do have new opportunities coming in regarding your work. For others of you, this has to do with your daily process. For some of you, for others of you, this might have to do with dieting or health potentially. Now, others of you, this might have to do with, potentially maybe you need to get some more exercise. If you're not somebody who's, exercising, then maybe you want to start to integrate some exercise into your daily routine for those of you who don't exercise. And you have a full moon on October 24th. And that's going to happen in your sign. So, this could bring a shift of self for some of you, Taurus. Okay, so there might be some kind of development regarding matters of self. I feel like for some of you, this is a chance to break away from an outdated part of yourself. And it's going to allow a new part of yourself to come in. Or for a few of you, it might precipitate a new beginning in your life of some sort. But I think that's all for this month, Taurus. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm on Instagram as Gregory Furlan Astrology. So if you enjoy to read daily astrology, make sure to give me a follow there. Thank you for watching. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.